Well, I have some good news. Mars is going to be entering the sign of Leo on June 30th, and it's going to be there for a couple of months. So, this is going to be a welcome change for many of you. As you may know, Mars was in the sign of Cancer just recently, where it's debilitated. So, there could have been a lot of difficulty in your relationships, even on a emotional level. There could have been difficulty and a feeling of things being stalled because Mars doesn't like being in the sign of Cancer. But this welcome change of being in the sign of Leo is going to be it's going to feel like there's a lot more forward movement happening. Today, I'm going to be doing a horoscope reading for all 12 signs about what it means for Mars being in the sign of Leo. Make sure you check your ascendant sign and you also check your moon sign to get an idea of how this is going to be affecting your experience and your reality. For those of you that are new to my channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. I want to say thank you to all of you for your support and purchasing readings. That really does help the channel. By the way, there's a 40% off discount if you use codename Thor at checkout. Details are down below if you're interested in purchasing a reading. And I'm going to be doing this discount for the month of July as well to give more of you the opportunity for this. Also, I want to remind you that this is Vedic sidereal astrology, not Western tropical astrology. So it's going to be different than your Western tropical sign most of the time. Disclaimer, this is going to be for entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to replace professional medical, legal, or financial advice. So let's talk about what Mars and Leo, a little bit about what this represents. This starts tomorrow as of the time I make this video, June 30th, and it's going to be going for till August 18th, a little over a month and a half, almost 2 months. So this is going to be, affecting us for quite a while now. And it's, like I said, no longer debilitated in the sign of Cancer. This is a time for action. Mars does well in its friend sign. Mars and the sun are friends towards each other. So this is a really good opportunity here. Expect matters of the house where Mars transits to be energized, and also the houses it aspects. And remember, Mars aspects the houses, 4 houses from itself, um, 7 houses from itself, and 8 houses from itself when you're looking at Mars aspects. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting because there is one aspect, the seventh aspect. Remember, Mars and Saturn are going to be opposing each other during this transit. So there's going to be one house in your chart, the sign of Aquarius, where there's going to be this push pull energy. Because Saturn's in the sign and then Mars is aspecting that sign. So we'll talk about that with each sign and what that means in this horoscope. Okay, so let's go to the first sign here. If you are Aries ascendant or Aries moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is your ruling planet, Aries. So it rules your first house and it rules your eighth house of transformation as well. Mars is going to be transiting your fifth house of Leo. So, first, I want to let you know that this could represent a lot of luck during this time. Since fifth house represents fortune, being at the right place at the right time, it represents Bhagya. And also, you may have a lot of creative output during this time as well. So, if you're an artist or if you're a musician or any type of performance art, this is going to be a really good time to even write. So, you're going to have a lot of creative output. If you have children, they may be extremely active and competitive during this time. So, you may want to make sure they're in sports or have some sort of outlet for their energy, since, they could be difficult if they have too much energy. If you're single, Aries, this is a really good time to go date and meet people. The fifth house represents dating and courtship. So this is all about being on the hunt. So being able to, find people, date them, and really have a lot of fun doing this. And I feel like you will have a lot of fun. Now let's talk about this Saturn and Mars opposition. It's going to be occurring in your 11th house of Aquarius. So Mars is aspecting the 11th house. Saturn's in the 11th house at the moment. So this is going to show some push-pull tension. There could be some difficulty with this house. So for example, there could be disagreements with friends, and there could also be some delays or stalled movement in regard to collecting more income or getting commissions. Like for example, if people owe you money, it might be difficulty to collect. And also, friends might be very frustrating right now. Like people you think that you could count on, maybe they're not so reliable right now. So there's some difficulty there. Also, with just trying to expand your network and your business associations, you might feel stalled. Like it just isn't growing as fast as you would like it to. So thank you, Aries, and good luck. If you are Taurus ascendant or Taurus moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet for you. It rules a Kendra house, the seventh house, and it rules a 12th house, which is considered a Dashna house, but it's more mild out of all the Dashna houses. It's going to be transiting your fourth house of Leo. So there's a focus on home and domestic matters. Fourth house also can represent mother figures. So for example, if you're planning on moving, there could be a move during this time. Mars could definitely, cause a situation where you move. There could also be construction projects or other housing repairs. Because Mars is a very tamasic energy, it could be like it's not necessarily a welcome repair that you have to do. Construction projects can be frustrating. So it's interesting. Mars rules things like hammers. And so, like, lots of loud banging around your house, you may notice during this time. So there might be difficult to find peace with Mars in the fourth house because Mars is a very tamasic, powerful energy. Now, your mother figures, they may appear to be very hot headed during this time, just because that Mars aspect is just giving them a lot of energy. Also, there could be some sort of losses with mother figures. So make sure you're checking on them. Your spouse may be more irritable during this time as well because it's aspecting the seventh house. So be careful with that. And there's tensions possibly with your 10th house matters because Saturn is transiting your 10th house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting the 10th house of Aquarius. So there could be a lot of problems with bosses or problems at work in general. So for example, this could represent some sort of promotion or something moving forward, but it's somehow it feels blocked, or it feels like your boss is giving you too many responsibilities. It's like it feels like there's going to be forward movement, but then somehow it's always being stalled right now. So there's frustration in your career, and you might be very frustrated with your boss as well. So good luck, Taurus. If you are Gemini ascendant or Gemini moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a difficult planet for you, Gemini. It rules two houses that are kind of difficult houses. They're Upachaya houses. The sixth house and 11th houses are known as houses of effort. It's going to be transiting your third house, which is another house of effort and a mildly cruel house. So, for example, you might be very ambitious during this time for setting up a new side hustle or business ventures. I feel like everybody is doing a side hustle nowadays just to get by. So you might feel very encouraged with that. Now, you may have this issue of irritable, like coworkers, neighbors, office workers, or irritable siblings. If you have siblings, there might be some sort of difficulty there because Mars can kind of create just like too much excess energy there. You may have problems with too much gossip in the office since Mars is the sixth lord and it's going through the third house. There could be people that are either envious, jealous, or gossiping about you. So you want to be sure to, put up in your boundaries and make sure people aren't saying things that are not true about you. Now, there's going to be a push-pull tension in your ninth house of Aquarius. Remember, Saturn is transiting your ninth house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting. So that's where this push-pull tension is going to be. So this could represent difficulty or frustration with father figures, religious authorities, educational matters. So it could even be more mundane, like, you're trying to sign up for a class, for a college class, and it's being difficult to find a spot. So it can manifest as a lesser or more difficult depending on what dasha you're in at the moment. Also, you may find that travel will be difficult during this time because of this push-pull tension on the ninth house. There may be obstacles if you're just trying to travel. Also, there may be difficult bosses because of the aspect to the 10th house. So, you're going to get through this. I do feel like you're going to start some sort of new project. So that's the good news, but you're going to face some difficulty in the ninth house matters. So good luck, Gemini. If you are Cancer ascendant or Cancer moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is the yoga karaka planet for you, so it's a really good planet for you, Cancer. I love it. It's going to be going through your second house of Leo. So this means more financial wealth and good fortune coming your way. This is a really good transit for you. So you may see that your money, that your saved wealth and assets go up during this time. So there's a sense of fortune. There's a sense that you're really making it. On the downside of this, you might be very outspoken during this time because Mars is going through your second house. So you might be very opinionated and you might really want to tell people how it is. Be careful with that you don't hurt anyone's feelings. Also, you may have an outspoken family of origin. Second house represents family of origin, people you grew up with. So, mother, father, stepmother, those are your family of origin. They might be very outspoken and critical during this time. So, be careful with that. If you have children, the aspect to the fifth house could show that your children are going to be extremely competitive and active during this time. So, you might want to make sure they're in a sports program of some sort. Now, the push pull tension, the difficult house is going to be the eighth house of Aquarius. Because remember, Saturn is transiting your eighth house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting the eighth of Aquarius. So there's this push pull energy that's happening. So, eighth house matters are going to be difficult during this time. So, for example, there could be difficulty with in laws if you're married. There also could be some difficulty with, if you're married, joint financial estate, since eighth house represents spousal wealth and wealth within a marriage. If you're expecting an insurance payout or an inheritance, you may find out it's stalled or delayed. So there might be this sense of like, even though you're earning this money, you don't feel like you're getting any lucky breaks either with this difficulty in the eighth house. So you're earning this money. It's really well deserved and earned. So good for you, Cancer, and good luck with this transit. If you are Leo ascendant or Leo moon, this reading is going to be for you. Leo, Mars is a really good planet for you. It's a yoga karaka planet, and it's going to be going through your first house. So you are going to be on fire. So this is going to be a really good transit for you. You're going to feel like full of energy, vitality. You're going to want to conquer the world during this transit. You may feel extremely motivated and ambitious in all matters, career matters. You may feel motivated to go work out, compete, play sports, just excel in any way. Okay. Because the first house is like your identity, your body, but it also can be a career house in a lot of ways too. So this is a great time for advancing your career and your image, and you're likely to do so because Mars is this benefic influence on you. So it's not going to be resisted by people. Now, there might be some construction projects, moves, or renovations with housing with the aspect to the fourth house. And if that happens, it's a beneficial thing. Now, you're going to have some push pull tension with the seventh house matters because Saturn is going through your seventh house, and then Mars is aspecting the seventh house. And, these are two malefics at the end of the day. So there might be some difficulty with just like misunderstandings with your spouse, or business partners or potential business deals. So, for example, seventh house can represent contracts. There might be someone that wants to present some sort of deal or contract to you during this period of time, but it gets delayed or stalled for some reason. And it might be because you're being very aggressive in your bargaining as well. Okay. And this person is being very stalled in what they want to do. At the end of the transit, it should be resolved. So by, late August, the situation should go in your favor, but don't back down because Mars is your yoga karaka planet. You're supposed to do this, negotiate for your best deal. Okay. You also may receive some sort of financial boon during this time. For those of you that don't know, the word boon means like blessing. In the form of insurance payout, inheritance, investor money during this time, since it's aspecting your eighth house. And the eighth house can be like other people's money. And so it's actually a good thing. And remember, Mars is a yoga karaka for you, Leo. Good luck, Leo. If you are Virgo ascendant or Virgo moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars it's a difficult planet for you, Virgo. I mean, it rules two difficult houses, the third house and the eighth house, but it's a house of transformation. So it represents transformation. So for example, it's going through your 12th house of Leo. 12th house represents spirituality. So there's this idea of this transformation in your spiritual goals and your spirituality. So for example, 12th house represents prayer, sleep, meditation. It even represents like ghosts and phantoms. So you might be watching shows like Ghost Adventures a lot more these days. It also represents foreign countries. Okay, so there might even be this desire to travel and really not be dealing with mundane reality. 12th house is not mundane reality. 12th house is really spirituality, it spiritual centers, ashrams, and things like that. So there's this real push to really like get out there and expand your imagination and spiritual aspirations. Now, you may have prophetic dreams during this time. So make sure you have like a little journal next to your bed so you can write down any dreams you may have because they might be prophetic or there might be wisdom passed by your guides. International travel is also possible during this time since the 12th house does represent foreign countries. Now, let's talk about this push pull tension that Saturn and Mars are going to be having on your sixth house of Aquarius. So Saturn is going through your sixth house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting it. So it's making it a difficult house. So sixth house, with this tension, there could be difficulty with coworkers. There could be difficulty with neighbors, people that you work with in any way. So be careful. You might feel like somebody, and then they do something that really activates the Mars within you. So be careful, Virgo. And Virgo, you're very opinionated and you're very much a stickler to detail. So, be careful with those coworkers. Also, this may be a good time to institute a new health routine since this aspect's happening on your sixth house. However, you may feel blocked from it at the same time, like there's not enough time so because of the Saturn going through your sixth house, you feel like you're working too much, but you want to go and have this workout routine. So good luck, Virgo. I hope all the best for you. If you are Libra ascendant or Libra moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a neutral planet. It rules the house of money, second house, and seventh house, the house of marriage. It's going to be going through your 11th house of Leo. So I see this as a boost in your salary and earnings. I feel like there's a really good opportunity here. So there's going to be a push to expand your social networks, friendship networks, business networks. If you have businesses that have any online presence, there's a push to really promote those as well. You may have pushy friends and acquaintances, people that are really trying to get your attention. They're really pushy because Mars is going through the 11th house. Now, let's talk about the push-pull tension where Saturn is transiting. So Saturn is transiting in your fifth house of Aquarius, and Mars is going to be aspecting the fifth house of Aquarius. So this could represent some difficulties. For example, if you do have children, there could be some difficulty with children. They may need some extra attention just because there's all these malefic energies there. Also, your creative energies may feel stalled. So if you're somebody who's an artist, musician, or you work on a job where you create some sort of creative project, you may feel like it's stalled or it's underappreciated. Like you're not being appreciated for the special contribution you're making during this time. This is a very temporary transit. So I mean, don't you're going to be frustrated, but I do feel like it's going to get better, especially at the end of this transit. If you're single, there could be some difficulty with dating and courtship during this time as well, because the fifth house, where this push pull tension is, could show like dating people that are very flaky. You send a text message and then you get ghosted, and you may have a lot of like hit and misses in that department. Also, there could be irritable coworkers or neighbors with the aspect to the sixth house. So take it easy, Libra, but I do feel like there's a boost in some, I feel like there's some blessings there as well with a boost in salary and earnings and commissions. So good luck. If you are Scorpio ascendant or Scorpio moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is, well, I call it the neutral crusader because it rules a good house, the first house, but then it rules an evil house, the sixth house. So it's kind of a mixed planet for you, Scorpio. And then it's going to be transiting your 10th house of Leo. This is actually really good for your career since it is your first lord. At the end of the day, there could be a promotion or other advancement in your career. However, your bosses may be irritable or demanding. So you're getting a promotion, but they're expecting more of you. So there could be this kind of trade-off there. Now you're going to feel very active and really vitalized during this time because of the aspect to the first house. You're going to feel like, wow, I feel like I have all this energy and I want to go out there and I want to just make things happen. Now, some difficulties expected with fourth house matters because Saturn is transiting your fourth house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting the fourth house of Aquarius. So, for example, if you need to fix something in your house, like a home improvement or something, or remodel or something, there could be some sort of stall or delay. So, for example, this could be like you don't get the permit, something's delayed, or needs another inspection, or it's costing more money than you would like. So there's some difficulty indicated with that. Also, there could be frustrating, any frustration surrounding a move. So, like if you need to move house or move to a new apartment, there could be some frustration there. Uh, you also need to be careful with your mother figures in your life. So your mother or mother figures, they could be facing some sort of difficulty during this time. So you may want to go check up on them, make sure they're okay, because of Saturn Mars energies are really intense. So good luck, Scorpio. If you are Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius moon, this reading is going to be for you. Sagittarius, Mars is a mixed planet. So it rules a Dharma house, it rules a fifth house, and it rules a 12th house, which is a Dashtana house, but it's a mild Dashtana house. So it's not that bad. It's going through your ninth house of Leo. I feel like this is going to be a time of some luck. So you're going to have some lucky circumstances surrounding your life during this time because Mars, it is going to bring you some boons or blessings. You may decide to enroll in a college course during this time or any other educational endeavor. So that's good. There's this increase of wisdom and knowledge that's coming your way. There may be some international travel that happens for purposes of learning or purposes of visiting like holy sites or different pilgrimage sites. So this is really good for that. Your father figures, if you have any father figures, you may want to make sure they're okay. They could be suffering some sort of losses because Mars is also the 12th Lord. So, you want to be careful with that. This is also a good time to pursue Dharma teachings and philosophy. So, just trying to really figure out during this time, like, what is the meaning of life? All these, like, really deeper universal questions. It's going to be a good time to do it. Now, let's talk about this difficult house and difficult aspect that you're going to be facing. The push pull tension is going to be happening in your third house of Aquarius. Saturn's in the third house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting. So there's this push pull tension that's really happening, some difficulty. So, for example, if you're trying to start a business and you're an entrepreneur, you may feel like there's some sort of delays or some sort of issue there. It's like you want to start it, but it keeps getting delayed for some reason. And there also may be some difficulty if you have siblings, there might be some difficulty there, or difficulty even with coworkers and office teammates. So be careful. At the most mild end of this, it could just be frustration with people. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of drama. So good luck, Sagittarius. I do feel like you're going to have luck on your side during this transit, though. So I feel like this is overall a good transit for you. If you are Capricorn ascendant or Capricorn moon, this reading is going to be for you. Uh, well, Mars, it says the cruel taskmaster, but it really isn't that bad. I mean, 11th house is an Upachaya house and fourth house is a Kendra house. It's not that bad of a planet, but it's going through your eighth house of Leo. Um, there could actually be some unexpected money coming in during this time. So this is actually a good thing, okay? Because it's the 11th Lord, which represents commissions, salaries, money, gains. And when it's going through the eighth house, there's this idea of money could come in through many different situations. So, for example, tax refunds, insurance payouts, inheritances, spousal monies. For example, if you're married, the spouse might get a raise, and that beneficially helps you out as well for the joint marital estate. And also money that comes through investors. So the important thing about the eighth house to remember is eighth house is like other people's money. So like it's not money that you really like earned. It's money that just comes through other situations and circumstances and other people. So it can feel like a real blessing in a lot of ways. Now, if you're married, there could be some irritable in-laws indicated there, since Mars is the planet of irritability and aggression and so forth. There could be an increase of your salary or commissions because of the aspect to the 11th house. So again, I'm seeing this being very positive for money. Now, there is some difficulty. We got push-pull tension in the second house of Aquarius. So Saturn is transiting your second house of Aquarius, and then Mars is going to be aspecting it. So there's this idea of Mars wants to move forward, but Saturn is causing delays and obstacles. So, like, for example, you might be earning more money or getting more money, but there's this idea of like you may not be making really good decisions as far as how where to put that money. For example, savings, how to save it, how to invest it. And you also may feel very disappointed about performance of assets. So, for example, sluggish growth, and maybe they don't do well as intended. There's some sort of difficulty there, or maybe you're earning more money, but there's more expenses coming up at the same time. So you feel like you're not really saving money. Okay. So, I mean, I've seen this happen quite a bit where people have very high salaries, but essentially money's coming in one door and then going out one, the other door. So it's a difficult situation. Now, you may have issues or frustration with your family of origin. Second house can represent like the family we grew up with. So whether that be your mother, your father, your siblings, your stepmother, your stepfather, there could be some difficulty there, or frustration. Like maybe there's some miscommunication. So you want to be careful about it. Also, Capricorn, I do want to let you know, be careful about your speech. Since this tension in the second house, there could be some negative consequences if you say like voice an opinion in an inappropriate setting or inappropriate situation. Be careful, Capricorn. Sometimes it's better just to remain silent. So take care of yourself, Capricorn. And you know what? I do feel like there's some good things coming as far as better financial situations. So good for you. If you are Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is, a career planet for you. So it's going to be going through your seventh house of Leo. This can be, it can create an irritable spouse or irritable business partners, but it can also give you a promotion as well, since seventh house is 10th from the 10th. So it could also give you a promotion. It also could give your spouse a promotion. So there's something good about this transit for you or your spouse. But if you are promoted, there's more work added. So there is this like trade-off. Remember, at the end of the day, Mars is a Tamasic planet. Okay. So you're going to have more vital energy coming in. But like, for example, this is a good time to start a new exercise routine because of the Mars aspect to your first house. But you may feel pressed for time because it's like Saturn is going through your first house, which represents you, which shows you have a lot of responsibilities and not a lot of time for things. So you're going to feel very frustrated. That's where the push pull tension is happening in your first house. There's not enough time. You have all this energy, but there's not enough time to do everything you want to do. So it's creating frustration. Also, the aspect to your second house could make you very opinionated and outspoken during this time. So be careful about how your speech affects others, Aquarius. So make sure you're nice to people. If you are Pisces ascendant or Pisces moon, this reading is going to be for you. Mars is a really good planet. I mean, it's a fortunate planet. It rules your second house of saved assets and it rules your ninth house, which is a fortune house. So this is really good. It's going through your sixth house, though. So sixth house, remember, at the end of the day is an evil house. But there's an old saying, an evil planet going through an evil house is a good thing, remember? So a Papa Graha going through a bad house is good. So you may have irritable coworkers and neighbors, but you're going to be the better one to compete with. Okay. So maybe your coworkers are jealous of you, but you're really dominating the work environment. You're doing really good. You're really performing at a top level. Okay. You're a very good talent. You may be overworked during this time because sixth house can represent like overtime, working too much, but it's also good for the paycheck. So there's this trade-off going on. This is good for a new health routine. Sixth house can represent like diet and exercise. So this is a really good time to implement that. Now let's talk about the difficult aspect on your 12th house. Saturn's going through your 12th house, and then Mars is going to be aspecting the 12th house. So there's going to be this push-pull tension there. You may find it very difficult just to rest and find solitude. This can negatively affect your sleep patterns. So it can be a little bit difficult. Like, for example, some people, may have insomnia or something like that because they just feel like they're overworked or they have a lot of energy. This is a difficult time to start a new meditation practice because there's many demands placed on your time, and there may be delays and obstacles when traveling internationally. This difficulty on your 12th house, and some people understate spirituality, but spirituality is where you find your solitude. It's where you find your peace. So when you can't find peace or solitude, it can be very taxing on you. So my advice for you would just be try to make time. So Mars is going to be trying to make you make time for that, even though Saturn's going to create some delays or obstacles. So, plan a vacation, take some PTO, take a holiday, try to do that. You're also going to have increased vitality and energy with the aspect to the first house. So that's going to be really good for you. So good luck, Pisces. I wish all the best for you. All right, that concludes all 12 signs. I think this transit is going to be good for most people, okay, because Mars does very well in Leo. And it's really increasing this ambition energy. It's summer, and there's a sense of this new beginning that's happening for a lot of people. So the last 3 years, we've, as a collective world, we've felt very stalled and delayed with just moving forward, and we're still dealing with a lot of those repercussions. I mean, don't get me wrong, Saturn's going through the natural 11th house of Aquarius, which shows there's a restructuring of the world economy that's happening. But I feel like there's going to be more of a sense of optimism that, there are really some new beginnings ahead of us. There is a better place. Leo is all about inspiration. It's all about us having this vision for the future. So this is a really good time for all of you to create the vision of the reality you want to create. So if you want to meditate and really use like law of attraction to create your reality or create the better world that we want to live in, this is a great time. Let me know what you all think down below. How's this transit going to go? And also, feel free to let me know if there's any videos or readings you would like me to do. I try my best if I can find a birth time. And if it sounds like it's going to be a good video for the channel, I'll do it. So thank you so much for your support and take care. And I'll see you in the next video.